Welcome to a new episode from Falafel Bytes, and today we have actually Venkata Koppaka, our Chief Architect of EventsXD and a superhero consultant at Falafel Software. How you doing, Venkata?
Good, thanks. How are you, Leno?
Excellent, boss. Thank you. So we're going to be talking about EventsXD as a corporation and as a product. So what can you tell us about EventsXD?
So EventsXD is a multi-event platform. So we give conference or event organizers an easy and really affordable way to build their event for iOS, Android, Windows Phone, and even web application, right?
That is excellent. What kind of technologies have you been using with the product?
We have been using Microsoft Stack. So a little bit of background of EventsXD. We used to be formerly called Event Board, where we were primarily running on Microsoft Stack. We still run heavily on Microsoft Stack. We use ASP.NET MVC 5.x, 5.2. We use Angular 1 and Angular 2 for all our client-side development. So we use Angular 1 for our existing projects, and all the new and greenfield projects work on Angular 2. We use and we absolutely love ASP.NET Core as well. So a couple of our new websites, they actually ship with ASP.NET Core and .NET Core. We use Xamarin for our mobile development. We use Xamarin iOS and Xamarin Android, the native flavor of Xamarin, to build our mobile applications. And on Windows Phone and Windows side, we use universal Windows applications.
That is excellent. Can you talk a little bit about the hosting platform and the services that you're using for these hosting platforms?
Right. So we primarily run everything that we have on Azure. So we traditionally have been running things on our cloud services and things like that. But we've made a conscious effort to move away from cloud services. Now we are running all of our web assets on Azure's App Service offering for the websites. And we also use a lot of other Azure offerings, such as we use Azure Websites. We heavily use Azure Web Jobs for all the backend processing that we need to do. We also use Azure's Redis cache offering. We use Azure Search. Azure Search is our primary search mechanism for all of EventsXD searches. We also use blob storage, CDNs, and pretty much we use everything that Azure offers in its platform.
That's great. Well, we know that the product has been available for almost 5 years now. It used to be called Event Board, and now it's EventsXD. And since we incorporated the company in January, you went ahead and made major changes to the product in the last 4 months. So you want to talk a little bit about the changes you have made?
Yeah, absolutely. So from Event Board days, so since we incorporated it as EventsXD, there was a lot of commitment towards the product as well. So we are also moving forward with a lot of innovation and engineering side as well. What we also did was we made the entire product free. So whatever we used to offer as Event Board, we are pretty much giving it away for free. That free includes like building your own sessions, speakers, sponsors, floor plans, resources, and even like something like service as well. So all of that is free. We are basically, what we're doing now is we are adding more and more new features to the product. Some of them are still free, but we are adding a lot of free and premium features as well, which we are planning on charging for.
That is excellent. So in reality, there are multiple pieces to EventsXD. There is the portal and the back end. And as we said, everything is running in Azure right now. And of course, there are the client application for iOS, Android, and Windows Phone. So the future of the product, whether it's the free part or the premium part, where are you taking it from that point on?
So we'd like to think about EventsXD as your one-stop for your entire event needs. So we want to think about it as a platform to run your entire conference or an event on. So we offer, obviously, like you said, iOS, Android, Windows, and Windows Phone applications. We are also offering like websites and things like that. What we are planning on doing is we are basically building more and more features like ticketing, conference and attendee fulfillment and things like that, which will come out in the future.
So two of the features that you have built in the last few months have been received very, very well. The first one is actually building websites for free, pretty much. You don't have to pay for it. Yeah. So what does it mean, build a free website for you when you use EventsXD?
Absolutely. So traditionally, we've been offering iOS, Android, and Windows Phone applications. And a lot of our users, what they've mentioned is they start planning for their event well in advance of their event actually happening. So for that, what we always used to say is you can have a Windows 8.1 application on your desktop, but not all of our users have a Windows 8.1 or a Windows 10 application or a Windows 10 desktop. So what we are now offering is we are offering a website based on the same data. The event organizers don't have to do anything more. All they have to do is click a simple button, and we'll automatically generate a website for them which has all the information like the sessions of your event, the speakers, the sponsors, and all these things like that. Not only that, what they can also do is the event goers, what they can do is they can go to that website, build their agenda at their home in front of their 20-inch or 30-inch monitors, and that agenda is actually carried over to your iOS, Android, and Windows Phone applications. So by the time your event attendee gets to your conference, he already has, or he or she already has an agenda built that they actually built using our website feature. We've pushed it a little bit more further than that. So what we are also offering in our websites feature is we are acting as a mini CMS, if you may. We are allowing people to create custom web pages as well on the website. So if you are planning on creating more web pages than our traditional speakers, special sessions, and sponsors and things like that, you can basically go in, create a custom page, put the HTML that you want, and then boom, you get a nice custom page that you can use for your conference as well.
And all the stuff is for free?
Absolutely, everything's free.
We're going to have to talk about it. The other feature that a lot of people have been waiting for a long time is ticketing. A lot of events, for instance, would like to actually find out how many people are coming and being able to issue tickets, whether it's free tickets for like users group or big conferences for thousands of dollars worth per ticket. So I know that we just released that a few weeks ago. So we want to talk a little bit about free ticketing and also paid ticketing coming up.
Absolutely. So we've released the free ticketing piece of EventsXD about 2 to 3 weeks back. It's been received very, very well. Our primary market for free ticketing is user groups, like you mentioned. So there are a lot of our customers, they are basically running user groups in their own respective cities, yet they still want to sell a ticket because they want to know how many people are going to attend their user group because they want to order food and things like that. So that's been going on very well, but what we are now working towards over the last few weeks is we are now basically allowing people, or in future we'll allow people to pay for a ticket. Like let's think about all the big conferences that you attend throughout the year. You basically buy a ticket and then you attend, right? So we are now building features so that conference owners or conference organizers can do that within EventsXD. Like I said, the whole goal is to be a platform for all of your event needs. One of the big needs is basically be able to sell tickets.
Yes, absolutely. I think this is going to be a very important piece of the puzzle as well. I'm interested also to sharing this with the audiences, like the numbers that you can share with us regarding what happened in the last 4 months regarding EventsXD and the growth of EventsXD.
So we have more than quadrupled in the last 4 months when you compare it with the last 4 years of event board. We now have about 1,000 new events this year. So we are almost like 4 months into since we rebranded. We have 1,000 new events that signed up with us. We have about 80,000 requests per week on our APIs. So that's actually just a small piece. So if I aggregate everything, we are on an average per week get close to about 700,000 to 800,000 requests on all our assets. We grown our user base by another 20,000 more in the last 4 months as well.
That is excellent. That is really, really great to hear. So going forward, what is your mind taking you? Where would you like to take EventsXD going forward?
So we all operate under one goal, right? Like our product management team, our CEO, the engineering team, we all operate under
CEO
one.
people are really
We all operate under one goal. The goal is we want to be the one-stop shop for events. Like we want to have non-technical users, people who don't have big engineering teams or even like non-technical users, be able to create their event, have an iOS, Android, Windows Phone, web application, as well as even ticketing, fulfillment, everything related to an event be us. And we are working towards it, and we have more awesome plans in the future where we'll add more and more functionality to be that one stop for all of your event needs.
Where most of events are they all most of the United States or all over the place, or how does it work?
It's awesome that you asked. We were actually just trying to find that out about a month or so ago. Our primary market is US, so a lot of our events are in US. But now, over the last few months, we've seen events all over the world. We obviously have US. There's a lot of events that are happening in Europe that we are now hosting. There are events. Australia is our next big customer. We have events from India to South Africa to Nigeria, even Brazil as well. So we are now going all over the world with the new growth, a new freemium model that we have in place.
That is excellent. It has been really a pleasure, Venkata, having you on Falafel Bytes, and I wish you best of luck with the future.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, appreciate it. I've heard a lot about the power of protein in your diet. That gives you all what you need to actually build EventsXD. So, as a vegetarian, you want to actually explain how does that affect you, especially on Thursdays?
I only work on Thursdays. The rest of the time, I just take off. Thursdays, I just work.
I also noticed that whenever you are at the office here in Scotts Valley, you're always working on this treadmill. And you're always in deep thoughts. So I wonder how many times you found yourself just slamming into the window, thinking about EventsXD.
That happens more often than you'd want to believe, honestly. I slipped today while we were on a call, but I thankfully recovered well. But I do it for winning my Fitbit challenges. So yeah.
Yes, Matt actually told us that you pulled a Taylor Swift.
Yes.
That is,
Taylor Swift did it for Apple.